This week's show brought to you by Chenault & Hogue for all your insurance needs. Welcome everybody to the Scott County Cardinals News Graphic Toyota Classic edition of the Coaches Show. It's a combined show this week as we're going to talk about what's going to be a busy week for the Cardinals and the Lady Cardinals. As always, the 24th annual Toyota Classic, bringing some of the best basketball you're going to see in the state of Kentucky right here to Georgetown. It all starts on Wednesday night. Let's talk about that as both the boys and the girls will be in action. The girls will play at 5:30, I believe. They'll start off the tournament against Simon Kenton, and that's a rematch of a game that last year's title game, essentially. It's a round robin on the girls' side, but both those teams were 2-0 going into the Saturday night game a year ago, and it went right down to the wire with Bradley McMath hitting a three to win it. Just a great challenge for the Lady Cards last year as well as this year. Last year, Ryle came in. They had to beat them in a grinder of a first-round game. Then they took on Perry County and then Simon Kenton. Well, this year, I think the field's even tougher top to bottom. You got Lincoln County, you got Simon Kenton, and you got GRC, Clark County, George Rogers Clark. They're all coming in. They're all ranked. They've all been, well, at least GRC at one point this season was ranked ahead of Scott County. Now I think they've kind of slidden down as they've lost a couple of their key players, but they're going to be no less challenging in that Saturday night game. So the girls play Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. The Friday game will be at the middle school gym, I believe, for the girls, just the way things shake out. But Wednesday and Saturday night, playing right at the high school. On the boys' side, 8 teams. Christian Academy coming in from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. You may know that name from the beach ball. Trinity Catholic coming up from Florida. That'll be a good battle. A good different style of basketball, a test if the Cardinals see them. And then a bunch of opponents. You look at Woodford County, Lafayette, a lot of familiar faces in the 11th region and some from down in the southern and eastern part of the state as well. It all culminates in what should be a great final on Saturday night. So 4 great nights of basketball on the boys' side. Let's talk about the boys. They're usually the favorite in this tournament, but they always test themselves against out-of-state or good in-state competition. I think of 2 years ago, Billy Hicks talked about they played Christian Life Center out of Houston, Texas, a bunch of Division I players on that team. Looked like a college team, and Scott County found a way to pull out the win on Saturday night. Probably not that level of opposition from the out-of-state side as SC will take on the visiting school from South Carolina on Wednesday night. If they win that game, they're bound to play the Florida school in the semifinal. You may ask, why didn't they set it up to play those teams in the final? Well, I think Billy probably knows that all things being equal, SC should be favored in those games. As right now, they're ranked, I believe, 18th in the country in the Max Preps Excellent 25 going into this thing. So what the Cards have done nationally down at the beach ball and against other opponents has been noticed. Of course, they go into the Toyota Classic without Michael Marino, but it's a chance for other guys to step up. And honestly, right now, Coach Hicks is excited to play home games. They went 3 weeks without playing one, did the Cards, and to have 3 and 4 nights like that in a great environment. If you've never been to the Toyota Classic, I'm begging you, get there this year. It is worth just to see the place close to capacity crowd, great food, great people. There's a silent auction that's always there to raise money for the programs at Scott County. And the thing about this tournament that Coach Hicks will tell you from when he and Dallas Blankenship, Dr. Blankenship, started this thing way back in the day, it's not just to benefit basketball. There are a lot of programs at Scott County that are not big revenue programs that benefit from this tournament. So get out and see some great basketball. And 2 of the best teams in the state, really. Right now, Scott County, certainly on the boys' side, consensus number 1, unanimous number 1. On the girls' side, you'll find them number 1 in some rankings, number 2 or 3 in some others, but right near the top, high-scoring, exciting brand of basketball. And this is your chance to really to catch it in mid-season form as we get down to the wire here. Won't be much of the regular season left after this tournament, about 3 weeks, and then we'll be headed right into district and region and hopefully state play. We talked with the coaches, Coach Helton, Coach Hicks, and some of their players about the Toyota Classic atmosphere, what they're looking forward to, the level of competition. I think especially on the girls' side, it will be the highest they've seen in a stretch of maybe 3 days. Of course, they went to some out-of-state tournaments and of course so did the boys. But something about being on your own home floor and playing Kentucky teams for the most part, really exciting for these teams and a great opportunity. Let's see what they all had to say, and we look forward to seeing you next week. The Lady Cards face an aggressive schedule with 4 games in 5 nights this week.
We're going to get ready for practice, and we got Rockport Toyota, so I'm glad that we had that pre-game before we play South Bend, which will be a little bit more. It'll be a very intense game.
Lincoln County, Simon Kenton, and GRC all are considered state tournament contenders on the girls' side.
Those 3 teams coming in are all in the top 25, not the top 10. And we want to show, like, hey, we belong up there too. Like, don't forget about us. We want to beat them. I'm sure they want to beat us. Like, we just want to come out and show what we're made of.
The Toyota Classic is a great lead-in to the district and region tournaments next month.
It comes at a good time, which is always sort of an in-between time, in between the Christmas tournaments and the district tournaments start, and then great time to have a tournament, Cal, it really is. And I'm just, and we started up for that purpose, so we can, to sort of get through this sort of dead time right here, and so it makes it really exciting, and we're excited about it. We're certainly glad to be a part of it. Yeah, we went to Toyota with it. It was me, Dr. Blankenship, and Billy Parker Sr. and Helen Donaldson. And we wanted to get it started too. That's why we included all of them. We included all the programs and everything, little ones, the big ones, and all of them. And financially, Cal, it's been a big boon to all of our programs here at Scott County.
The Scott County boys will face opponents from South Carolina and possibly Florida this week.
Because you don't want to play the same old ones, and we like it, Cal, to give people a chance to look at the good local teams and get a look at teams from out of state, so it's always really good. I think Florida always brings excitement with the Florida team. It's been a while since we've had a South Carolina team, but I saw them play at Myrtle Beach. They looked really good. They looked pretty good down there. It'll be a good game for us, it's good that people get to see other teams play.
Scott County will play on 3 consecutive nights in the boys' tournament.
Yeah, Thursday's no different. We used to play on Wednesday night. We play on Thursday, and then that's good. Sometimes especially with Michael on the lineup, what we had coming back, I'm sure Sonny didn't have the easiest time getting teams this year because nobody wants to come back, and you got everybody back on a 27-2 team. Right. It's not the easiest way to get a tournament going. So some way, somehow, he does it, so by doing so, we can play on Thursday night, and that's really works out good too.
Wayne County, Douglas, Lafayette, and Woodford County all are threats to make the final.
It's always good to get Wayne County. Coach Woods, Rodney, a long time friend of mine. His son's on our coaching staff here now, Landry, and boy, these teams are so well coached, and they're so fundamentally sound, much like he was,